So are you ready to supercharge your online dating profile? I'm talking about having a really wittily written profile, a great selection of photos, and of course, knowing how to write that all-important first message. I'm dating coach Hayley Quinn, and I'm here to do this live coaching event with you tonight on behalf of Match, who are here to help you start something real. So after working with literally tens of thousands of men and women over the years, I have noticed that there are some common themes in terms of profiles which could be holding you back from meeting the right people. When, of course, we meet people in real life, we have our tone of voice, our body language, and all these other ways of communicating who we are. So the trick really of having a super successful online dating profile is understanding how we can get that personality and that presence that you would bring in person into your online dating profile. And of course, having gone through dating in 2020, never before has it been more important to have a profile that really represents you well. If you have a profile that's original, unique, and interesting, you're going to stand out from the crowd and attract more great matches into your life. You'll also probably do a better job of actually filtering out and attracting people who are going to be the most compatible with you because you've done such a good job of representing your personality online. So today we're going to be looking at some really common errors that can sometimes hold you back from meeting those right people and putting your profile together. And then I'm going to be giving you some simple action steps to spring clean your online dating profile. So if you haven't done so already, get your online dating profile out right now, or have it out on an app in front of you, or get a pen and paper ready to go, because we are going to be doing some lovely tweaks to your profile today. So the structure of our session this evening, we've got about an hour where I'm going to be covering with you some key teaching points on how you can improve your profile, your pictures, and your first messages. After that, we've also got, this is my favorite bit, 30 minutes of live Q&A where you can send your questions in to be answered by me live here tonight. So if you've got a burning dating question that you'd like me to answer, or something that you really want to work on or improve, you can actually just submit the question now on screen. And what makes that even better, this is a cool bit too, is for 2 lucky people who submit questions in, we are also going to be picking 2 winners tonight. One of whom who is not yet a Match member is going to get 6 months membership at Match to try out hopefully all the new skills we'll be developing today. And another person who is already a Match member who submits a question is going to be given access to my Unite online dating coaching program. So we're going to be learning lots tonight. There's going to be lots of practical take-home skills for you to develop. So just quickly to recap, to remember that it's really important to put real care and attention into your profile. It is our shop front and it's our way of communicating who we are. We also want to make sure that the great profile is out there so that you attract the right people to you, and to also remember that if right now you're not necessarily meeting who you think are the right people or getting the right dates, that isn't a sign that you're doomed or that there's something wrong with you, but it could be a good indicator that perhaps your profile isn't doing what it should do to really communicate who you are. So today isn't about doing a huge rewrite of your personality. In fact, hopefully by making these changes to your profile, it's going to sound more like you than ever before. It's going to be all about you standing out from the crowd. But before we get started, we've actually already had a few questions sent in, so I'm just going to quickly answer them. And as I said, please send in your questions during this session. We're going to be answering as many as possible in about an hour's time from now. So question 1 that I got sent in was, why am I not getting the right dates? So by the right dates, I'm guessing that you mean that the people that you meet aren't quite aligned, they don't seem to want the right things, or they don't meet your standards in terms of what you want. So there's 2 things here really that you can think about. And the first is to disregard this idea that dating is all down to luck and chance. Of course, luck does play its part. However, I think there's so much we can do as individuals to improve how we do with dating. So if right now you're not meeting the right people, this could be down to 2 main areas. The first of those is communication. It's like, how are you communicating your values and what you're about? In order for you to attract the right people, we need to make sure, as I said, that that profile, those pictures, how you're messaging people, that we're really getting your personal values and also what you want across. The second thing to look at is also going to be how you select people, which is who you are choosing to invest your time and energy in and move forwards with. Now, a theme you're going to hear a lot from me this evening is that we should all, of course, be investing our time and energy into dating people who show that reciprocal effort, and that they're also being equally willing to make the effort to get to know us. So, second question in tonight is, how do I know who is genuine when there are so many time wasters? Well, I'm sure there's probably going to be a lot of people listening right now who have felt similarly at some point. And I guess probably the place to start is, I know that it can feel like someone's wasting your time when they're not necessarily looking for the same things as you. And maybe at the beginning of dating them, you thought that you were on the same page. And when it turns out that you're definitely not on the same page, that can feel quite disorientating and very disappointing. But I think a good start place for this is, instead of seeing these people as wasting your time, because that's going to make you feel quite demotivated about dating in general, instead just go, you know what? They were on a different page, or we weren't quite aligned in what we wanted, and that's okay. So I let it go. Because you also want to really focus in on obviously dating the people who do want the same things as you. Also, even if the experience didn't end up in the kind of relationship that you want, really be also, I know it can be difficult at times, but try to look and discover positives that you had throughout that process. So whether that is you found a cool new restaurant to go to, you really like their sense of humour, you did some fun things together, I would remember the positives whilst also being able to let go of something that obviously wasn't right for you. And in the future, be really focused on looking out for what I call the marathon runners instead of the sprinters of the dating process. So a sprinter is someone who perhaps shows you lots of interest early on, but runs out of steam at some point. Instead, if you're looking particularly to form that long-term committed relationship, you really want to focus on those marathon runner dating qualities, which is someone who's showing up for you very consistently over a period of time. So, final question that I got before we move on to our first section, which is, how can I make my profile interesting to read? Well, it's funny that you should say this, because that is going to be our exact topic in chapter 1.